Hey, you're pretty. You want to drink wine with me? Okay. You want to drink wine with me, or you're just going to sit next to me because you want wine?
Welcome back to our channel. Today we are exploring, well, we've been exploring the Swan Valley for a good month or so.
Yeah, been here for like a month.
First wine region in Australia, so naturally, being the people that we are, we're going to sink our teeth into it.
For the record, we were going to be here for a weekend.
Yes, we were coming for the weekend. It has now been a month, so that goes to say a thing or two about our addiction.
Our priorities.
Our priorities. So we thought that today we would take you around to some of our favorite places. Now we've had like a decent amount of time here to really check everything out, get to know some people, some places, breweries, some wineries, some distilleries. No, not really, not yet. Half of it. We've explored about half the valley. First up, where are we headed?
I don't know, where are we going?
Lamont. Lamont or Lamont?
I think it's Lamont.
Lamont?
Cool houses.
Yeah. This is a cute little street, actually. It's open! It's open, but are they going to give us a tasting?
We're gonna have some lunch today? What are you guys doing?
I've got my camera on. For 40 years, the Lamonts have been making wine in WA's Swan Valley. Corinne Lamont started the winery with the guiding hand of her father, Jack Mann, one of WA's most notable winemakers.
I'm going to run through a few of the wines that we produce here. We're starting with our Lincoln Sparkling. Now, made from Cabernet. This is off old vines in the Swan Valley. So the Swan Valley's been going for a couple hundred years. The Lamont family and the Mann family are very pivotal in the region. Jack Mann started as the chief winemaker at Horton in Western Australia, which was second oldest winery in Australia. Starting with Lincoln Sparkling.
So cool.
Yeah, it's just, well, the first time we came and tried this, we were looking at it, we're like, it's a rosé, what's a rosé of? Or even like the first one we tried was the vintage, the expensive one.
Yeah.
And it just had that little bit of pinky to it. You taste it, it's like, it's different. What's it made from? Cabernet.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thumped? Who would have thumped it?
Lincoln Sparkling. How do we set it up so we can do a bit of this, a bit of that, a bit of hello. So for our folks, what's sparkling usually made of? What's a typical sparkling made of?
Well, typical sparkling, like a typical champagne, would be Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, Pinot Meunier, and that's kind of carried throughout the rest of the world. Those are the sparkling wine grapes. But
or like there's like Prosecco's made out of Galera.
Yeah, Prosecco's Galera.
Cabernet again, both from the same block. However, we left this in bottle for an extra year just to have a little bit more of that yeasty, bready flavour tones versus the Lincoln, which was disgorged after we left the skins on for 3 hours with the first one. Yeah. So this one is our vintage sparkling.
How long have you been making Cabernet, sparkling Cabernet?
Oh, probably 1980.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because my grandfather used to make what he called sparkling burgundy when she was growing up. So we used to make it just for ourselves.
Yeah.
And then we did some commercially probably 10 years later.
Yeah.
But it didn't really float. It just wasn't popular then.
Right.
You know, wine's quite fashionable.
Yeah.
Whatever's in. And then we sort of had a bit of a resurgence about 5 or 6 years ago. And it's gone a bit flat again. But I think, you know, it's so hot. Australia's such a hot, like summer.
Yeah.
Our Christmases, we really want to be drinking sparkling red on a 40-degree day. You know, I think that's got a lot to do with it. But,
Yeah, that's an interesting. I hadn't thought about that challenge.
Yeah.
This is from the fruit we sourced from the Great Southern. Nice and fresh, lots of lemon on the palate, a little bit of tartness on the back of the palate. Riesling is a great varietal that's a bit underrated. Like personally, like as a price point, 25 to 35 Australian dollars for a good Riesling, and then you can put that down and see how it develops over the years.
How long could you put this down for, do you
10
think?
years easy.
10.
Yeah. Develop
Nice.
into a nice petroleum, kerosene,
Do they get
oily,
that diesel-y character here? Yeah.
profile, which is beautiful with the old Rieslings.
I love Great Southern Rieslings. I think they do, like, yeah, they're so underrated. They do such a good job.
If we get close to the Great Southern region, maybe we should go visit there.
Now, this one is the White Monster. It is our premium Chardonnay. We source fruit for this one from either Pemberton or Margaret River.
Here's the hard part where we're trying to figure out what bottles to take home without spending all our money.
So we've got Shiraz next. Now, the Swan Valley is known for Shiraz and Grenache. Now, this is off our property again. Swan Valley Shiraz has more fruit on the palate versus pepper. If you go down to Margaret River, you're having a bit more white pepper. If you go down to the Great Southern region, you get a bit more black pepper.
What's your favorite wine out of the range?
Anything that's wet.
Yes.
Yes, check. Anything that's liquid, yes. My favorite, I do default to the Chardonnay, the White Monster.
Wow, okay.
Just because it's a beautiful example of what Chardonnay should be.
Yeah.
Nice and elegant, nice structure, a bit of finesse to it, and potential to develop into that nice full-bodied creaminess down the track.
Yeah, love it. After much debate, we settled on their Cab, Shiraz, and their 100% Malbec.
So we're traveling the Loop in Australia. And this is the first wine region that we visited. We both work in wine. But yeah, we talked about like whether we should get a wine locker somewhere because we keep all the stuff we want to buy more of, but we're limited on space. It's what we're going to drink in the next month or two. But it's like, yeah, something like the Monster. We talked about the Riesling. I'd love to get 6 bottles of that Riesling right now.
And somewhere you're going to put it.
Yeah.
And then after we leave Australia, we're going somewhere that you guys can't know. Sorry.
Thank you so much. Any final
Thanks
words?
for accommodating us.
Come back and see us another day.
Next, right?
Stop number 2.
Stop number 2.
Where do we want to show these guys?
Grapevines. And birdie birds.
And
And a huge ass vine.
actually, apparently this is like table grape.
That's table grapes, yeah.
Yeah.
But
So-
the next winery is Kosovich.
John.
Johnny John. John Kosovich Wines is, if I remember, so this is the second oldest wine region in the country. And if I remember correctly, John Kosovich Wines is the oldest continuously family-owned winery in the Swan Valley.
So they say. So they told us.
So they told us.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I can't remember what you got.
So
We bought the Chardonnay,
Yeah.
and then we came back and we met your brother,
Okay.
and we bought the Cabernet.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah. Also, you're the brother that was here the first time we came.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were the brother that was here the second time we came.
No, I think it must have been my brother.
Okay,
yeah. So the Verdelho, yeah, they're both really nice, dry, delicate, fresh.
Yeah.
And that's what the
Pure.
Swan is known for Verdelho.
Verdelho and definitely,
Shannon.
yeah. The Shannon's a variety that's got lots of worldwide sort of exposure.
I love a good Shannon, but it's so hard to find a region that does it well.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those regions. That,
Yeah.
How long have you been around for? Well, the family.
Well, this started in 1922, so
1922.
100 years. Yeah.
This is the Centennial.
Yeah.
Are you celebrating?
Yeah, we've done a couple of small dealers earlier on in the year, and we've made a couple of wines that we'll put out from this vintage.
Yeah. What else?
What
do
more
do?
can you do? Yeah, we're not. Yeah,
Like didn't hang a big banner on the front.
Yeah, I find that a bit corny. I don't like the fuss about things, so
Yeah.
It's like to do.
Sit
what
back
you
and make
do.
wine.
yeah.
And so, is it you and your brother that both make the wine, or is it just?
Yeah, I look after the wines. Yeah, we all chip in with everything. So yeah, my brother does a lot of the vineyard stuff, and he lets me just plod along with the wine
Yeah.
And my mum and dad still work here,
Oh,
and my
nice.
sister helps out my auntie.
Oh wow.
And then, you know, my brothers, you know, kids and that can help out when we're doing bottlings and stuff like that, or a bit of pruning or picking.
Nice.
So everyone kind of chips in, you know.
That's hard. That's hard to keep
Yeah.
family businesses running
Yeah.
where like everybody wants to stay involved and
Yep.
or can equally stay involved.
Yep.
I think it was the Verdelho that I really liked too, because it's got that like saline
Yeah.
character that a lot of them are very fruity, whereas I find yours is
No, it's nice and dry.
It's dry. So we totally ran out of battery. Don't know where it ran out, but we met some really lovely people from Sydney,
And
Yamba, Singapore. They kind of lived everywhere, but that was a fun time. They were John's wines. Any 2 cents to share?
You know, one of the things I really appreciate about John Kosovich is the majority of his wines. The focus for the winery is the Swan Valley. They did the Pinot Noir that they make that you like does come from a vineyard they own. So they're just not buying fruit. They own a vineyard down in Pemberton. Hey, there's a winery you never went to.
You want to check it out?
Yeah,
No.
maybe later.
We have a plan for you guys.
We're on a schedule.
We can't get off the plan because we got to show you guys our favorite places in the Swan. What accent was that? Was that American?
I have no idea. I think it's something we've noticed in the Swan Valley is, so the Swan Valley is known for doing Verdelho for you Australian people.
Verdelho.
But it's Verdelho.
Verdelho.
They're known for Verdelho. They're known for Chenin Blanc. They're known for Shiraz. Syrah for all my American friends.
Even for your American friends, it's Shiraz. We don't call Syrah from France Shiraz. We call it Syrah. So it's Shiraz, people.
It's known for Shiraz and it's known for Grenache. But what we found quite often is the majority of the wineries will have 1, 2, 3 wines from Swan, but they all make a lot of wines from Margaret River
Let's turn the radio down.
or from Great Southern. Franklin River is another big one.
I don't know, it hasn't really developed that style yet.
Yeah, I can't say there's a specific style because everybody does things a little bit differently.
But we're having a fantastic time, and if you
It's
are in
beautiful. It's
Perth
gorgeous here.
and you want to do a day trip out to the Swan, like beautiful wine country, tons of amazing wines to try, amazing people, amazing food, like it's a great time. To our next winery, which is a little controversial, is probably one that you have never heard. Actually, you would never have heard of this winery unless you probably lived in the Swan.
Yeah.
And if you drove past it, you probably would never enter inside.
Yeah. Very true.
What do you want? What do you want?
Rixie wants to go wine tasting.
We actually can't go wine tasting. He gets too drunk. And then he starts dancing on the tables. Like his mom.
We'll see you soon, buddy. So this is it. That's weird. Everything's like on though. The radio's on.
Oh, he's watching the game in there.
Oh, is he?
I don't see him, but
Okay.
the game's on, the dog's asleep. So apparently we couldn't take you guys to Ambrook because
They're not there.
they're not there.
Italian way.
Italian way.
Having a siesta or something.
So we were gonna go to this little place called Ambrook that we randomly popped into. It like from the road, you don't think of this as like a cool winery or much to it, and the wines there don't blow your mind. They got a Sangiovese, which we thought was really good because it's very classic Italian
It's
style.
authentic. Like a lot of Sangiovese or Nebbiolo that you find in Australia has like this Australian New World kind of thing to it, which is fine, but we really appreciated finding somewhere that made Sangiovese in like a typical
Old world style.
old world style, and it was really affordable.
His parents started the winery. They were both Italian. He speaks Italian, so it was fun. We got to sit there and speak Italian to him and talk about the wines and where his family was from in Italy. And so it's a really cool experience.
But now we're taking you to get some food, because we're hungry. I'm hungry. Are you hungry? Always.
I can eat.
We're always hungry.
You're always hungry.
I'm always hungry.
You're always hungry.
Ciao! The Sandalwood Bar and Restaurant celebrates a marriage of modern Australian and contemporary European cuisine, where the fulsome flavour of WA's phenomenal seasonal produce is enhanced by hand-rolled pasta, wood-fired pizza and artisanal products. While the restaurant's tranquil, leafy ambience issues an invitation to relax and indulge all the senses. Can I sit down with you?
I don't know, who are you?
A nice girl. A nice girl that drinks a lot of nice wine.
This isn't gonna work. I don't like to share my wine.
Thing about the Swan and a lot of places in Australia, I think a lot of wine regions, is that everything shuts at about 4 o'clock. So we've probably got room for just one more stop, maybe 2 more stops. But we wanted to share with you guys a couple of other things that we've been doing in the valley this month. A couple of the other wineries that we went to. Upper Reach is a pretty good, beautiful winery. Like, there's a really nice patio. They offer a nice cheese board and you get this really fresh, juicy honeycomb.
The honeycomb was really good.
The honeycomb was really good. The wines were pretty good. What stood out to you there? Can you think of anything in particular?
Their Cabernet Merlot was really nice.
Cab Merlot, the
We
Chardonnay.
had a bottle of their Chardonnay. Yeah,
Yep,
that's what we got with
Chardonnay's
the
nice.
cheese plate that we got there.
Another winery that you should check out, or you could check out, is Faber. A lot of people rave about it. The people were great.
The people were great. Yeah, and it was interesting. Their assistant winemaker is American, so that was a fun little chat to have.
American to American, winemaker to winemaker. That was cool. We did take home a bottle of their Cabernet, which we enjoyed. Another place we checked out, which we really had a great time at, was, what was the name?
Oh, Garbin.
Garbin. The guys there were great. The family was a beautiful family. Dad's Croatian, Mum's Italian, so it was a very interesting, fun European mix. That's another thing. All the wineries here, like the first generation winery, seem to be either Croatian
Or Italian.
or Italian.
Other winery that we visited that we enjoyed the still wines, but we didn't buy any. We ended up buying one of their fortifieds, which is something else that Swan Valley is known for. Taliancic.
A couple of other things besides wineries. There's the brewery. There's a couple of breweries, but one that we've gone back to a few times.
Bailey's.
So it's on a massive property.
Grass fields. They put in like a big, huge playground, so you like parents can go there and eat and have a beer.
Bring your kids, bring your dog.
Your kids,
The beer's good. The IPA, was it the IPA?
The IPA, the hazy IPA was
Hazy
delicious.
IPA was beautiful. I think Funk Cidery would be a cool place to check out. Like,
Funk Cidery was definitely
funky. It was funky.
Cool ciders.
And
The beers were good, but they didn't stand out. They were good, clean beers. There's a whole bunch of other things. There's a lot of honey places you can visit.
Chocolate Factory.
A couple chocolate factories.
Nougat.
Nougat. Yeah.
Guys, is it nougat or nougat? Australian
Nugget.
language, please. Australian terms. We are in Australia, so.
But we're international.
But we are in Australia right now, in the Swan, on the west coast of Australia, 30 minutes outside of Perth, people. If you have a day or two to check it out, do it. Here we are. Probably the favourite in the Swan.
Definitely
Up there.
one of them.
One of them.
definitely top 3.
Got beautiful roses, gorgeous location.
Seems like there's been a wedding here every weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they're set up for a wedding right now.
Beautiful place to tie the knot.
No,
Hint, hint.
no, not in the Swan.
See? Not in Swan. Means he's still thinking about it. Somewhere. Satella. MCL.
Our vintages are 2016s, actually released in November last year. A combination of a 12-year program. These have had 5 years on lease before being disgorged.
That smells champagne.
What year is it? 16.
16.
I like this a lot.
I smell that and I think champagne.
Yeah.
Do you know the percentage of Chardonnay and Pinot in this? What's the split?
Yeah, so it's 60 Pinot, 40 Chardonnay.
And this one is this one.
Grand
Yes.
Vintage MCL.
And what does Blanc de Noir mean?
White from black. So that means it's going to be 100% Pinot.
Pinot.
Very gastronomic, so great style for food rather than just your aperitif. And you'll find this has quite prominent blueberry characteristics.
Blueberry.
Blueberry. Cheers.
Blueberry. It's good, but again, it's that avant-garde line of wine that they make that I haven't been as big of a fan of. I think I like the first one, but the MCL.
Yeah, same.
Which is better for us because it's cheaper.
Oh, see? Go for what you like, people.
I'm a cheap date.
You are not a cheap date. Are they the only two sparklings you have open?
We also have the Grommages Rosé.
Rosé? What grade is it?
It's Pinot Noir Chardonnay, same as the MCL. Obviously Pinot Noir heavy, and it has base red wine blended in, and a small portion is also on skins.
Look at the colour of that.
Good color.
That's celebration wine right there.
That's really nice.
It's not.
Because it still has all those proper champagne notes. The toasty, biscuity, bready, yeasty. Then it's got really nice strawberry.
It's really good. So tasty. I'm not like usually a big fan of rosé, but this makes sense. Like it's like the MCL, but a bit more, you know.
Yeah.
So where did the inspiration come from to do sparkling?
Our winemaker, who's also the son of the owner, Zuri, he has always had sparkling as his thing, his passion. He won the Champagne Award when he was at university and went to Champagne and that. And has worked over in France and everywhere, California, everywhere.
It shows.
sense.
It really shows the quality of the champagnes. These are the first sparkling wines in Australia I've tasted that I'm like, the MCL tastes like it's out of champagne.
Yeah.
Like,
You can tell the Satella was a winning favourite for us as we brought home a couple of bottles. The Chenin Blanc Sparkling, the MCL Sparkling, the Coffee Rock Shiraz, the Burns Reserve Cabernet, and also the Reserve Shiraz. And we also visited the winery about 3 times in our stay. That was our day in the Swan. Couple of our favourites that we wanted to share with you guys. If you have any questions about the Swan or where we've been, or you want to add to the conversation,
Pipe up. Pipe in.
leave a comment. Subscribe to our channel. Follow our adventures. This is our first of many wine regions around the world. We're going to plan
Buy us
to
a coffee, but know that when you buy us a coffee, we're actually buying wine.
buy us a coffee
Share
because
with you.
it makes us feel less derogatory that you're buying us alcohol. That's it. You got anything to say, babe? Nothing? To our community? Hi. Bye. We'll see you next time. Cheers.